Now with Cat, like I said, he's been there, done that. He knows what we're doing when we're taking his temperature. He's used to it. He's had it done many, many, many times. If you've got a horse that you don't know if they've ever had their temperature taken before, or if you've got a horse that's young and you know for a fact they've never had their temperature taken, I would definitely recommend having someone up to hold the horse instead of just tying them. When you're taking their temperature, it's vitally, vitally important that you remember you're working around the hind end. You want to make sure that you don't shift or move or stand in a position where you could potentially get kicked. You want to take it really nice and slow and easy until they get used to it and they're comfortable with it. One of my Arab mares, she doesn't like her tail being picked up. Once we get her tail up, she's okay with us taking her temperature, but she never really liked the idea of us picking up her tail. So we worked with that first until she got better, that we could reach under there and lift up her tail and bring it off to the side. And then after that, she was much better to take her temperature. To take Cat's temperature today, I have a digital thermometer. I have the end of it coated in a Vaseline substance. You want to make sure you use Vaseline or some sort of another lubricant, that you don't put the thermometer in there without anything to help ease it into the rectum. Now I'm going to stand off to the side and make sure that I don't stand directly behind him when I go to take his temperature. With the digital thermometer, I'm going to want to push the on button, make sure everything's all set, ready to go before I put it into his rectum. As I stand here, I'm going to pull his tail off to the side, depending on where you're standing. And I'm going to lift his tail up and gently slide that thermometer right into his rectum. Now, as you can tell, Cat's been there, done that. He knows the drill, so he's just going to kind of stand here and hang out. But if your horse starts dancing, fidgeting around, pull that thermometer out, take a breath, start over again. The sphincter muscles in the rectum are very strong. If you don't have a good hold of your thermometer, that horse can actually suck that thermometer into their rectum, and then you're having a vet out to retrieve a thermometer. So make sure that you hold on to that thermometer and only take their temperature when you feel safe. Now, Cat's temperature came back at 99.1. A horse's average temperature is anywhere from 99.5 to 101.5. Some horses may tend to run a little warmer. Some horses may tend to run a little colder. The nice thing about taking their temperature once a week for a month or two, or you take it every day for a week or two in a row, is that you kind of get a baseline idea of what your horse's temperature is, how they run, hot or cold. So say a horse is going to run at 97.7, you'd know that if they had a temperature of 100, that actually would probably mean a fever for them. Now, I want to state out loud and very, very firmly, I am not a vet. I know how to take temperatures. I've worked with horses, but I'm not a vet. So don't say, oh, my horse has a temperature of 100 degrees and they've got a fever. Take it for 2 weeks, see what they've got. If you're at all concerned at any point or any time, call your vet and ask your vet. They will be able to tell you if you should be concerned or not. So when taking that temperature, remember to stand off to the side. Never, never stand directly behind your horse. Lift that tail up and off to the side. Slide that thermometer that's been coated in Vaseline or some other lubricant into that rectum. Hold it until it beeps, and then pull it out and step back and away to read the thermometer and figure out what's going on. Taking their temperature is super important. It's a good thing to know. A lot of vets appreciate having a horse's temperature if you're calling them out for an emergency. So if you can give them a temperature, it helps give them a baseline of what they're coming into.